Hello, I'm really excited to share this journal, this Thanksgiving journal, this journal that was made from a Walmart shopping bag. I used every bit of the bag. There's a few little slivers from when I was trimming to make something even, but I mean, when I say slivers, I mean slivers because I actually used every bit of it, including this little strip here, and I created an optional bookmark. Oh, I don't know where to begin. This was fun. What happened was is I started making a journal out of a bag that was in our closet in just off the kitchen. It's where we keep any shopping bags, and it's also where we put our empty pop bottles. And I noticed this lovely shopping bags. I guess one of the family members had forgot to bring their shopping bag with them, and this was in there. And it was quite big, of course. And I looked at it and I thought, no, I wonder if I could make a journal out of that. It's so pretty. And I'm not super big on celebrating autumn and Thanksgiving, but over the last few years, now that I'm into photography, I really appreciate the colors of autumn. And so, just like how making Christmas journals has gotten me more into the spirit of Christmas, well, I think this might become an annual thing too, where I make an autumn journal. Except this one I made did about half of it on a Sunday. And so when I make something on a Sunday, I don't sell that. That has to be for me or for a gift. But in this case, it's going to be for a giveaway for my YouTube subscribers, for my friends, because you know what? Yeah, it's nice having an Etsy shop, but what I find the most rewarding is comments and encouragement from other people who either like to view videos or buy journals or remake journals. Like, I find that really fun. Anyways, I should get into this journal so this isn't too long, and my stomach keeps making noise because it's hungry. And it's only 11:30, so just settle down, Tommy. So what I did was I included a couple little things that my daughter had made a few years ago. You know, I kept them in my stash. I knew they'd come in handy with something, a little blackberry and a little pumpkin. Yes, they go perfect with this. And I included as many colors as I could find that went with the journal. There's even a little leaf button on here, vintage button on this side. And I've made a little belt using the handles from the journal, or from, pardon me, the shopping bag. And I also used some die cuts from the dollar store. I went to the dollar store to buy some glue sticks, and while I was there, I saw this cutesy little booklet of die cuts that I thought go really nice with autumn colors. So that's in here, but mostly it's made from hand-dyed papers that I've gotten from thrift stores, and hand-dyed envelopes as well, and stationery, and some vintage postcards. And you'll see 2 signatures. I put on some vintage lace on here, and there's a really old button here, and I think that's a vintage one as well. And this is a lovely old autumn leaf colored button there. Now I should get my ruler out. This one is at least 7 inches wide and 10.5 tall, and the spine sort of has a spine. It's a soft cover, but I did add a few layers of the bag onto the back of the spine, so that 1.5, so that it would be extra sturdy here, because I did want it to have a little bit of shape. What I've discovered is these shopping bags, they are easy to work with. And see how thin this is? This is tough. Like, they are made out of tough stuff. And what they're made out of, we'll be showing you in a moment, is from recycled plastic bottles. So that's what they make these out of. I covered one of the handles with this lovely stuff that I had already in my stash. And I had this buckle in my stash too, as well. You can take this whole thing apart, but I find it easier just to slip it off. I'll just leave that over here. Yeah, this was fun to make. Today I was so excited to get it ready to post, and then I noticed I still had this piece here, and there's a little other piece underneath these leaves, and I went, oh, I could make maybe something out of that. No, I don't want to make anything else, because I really wanted to use every single bit of it. So anyways, I got the idea to do this. Yay! And so I've used every little bit of it, because what's the point of repurposing something if you're going to end up taking it apart and tossing a bunch in the trash? No, this used every bit, except as I said, a few slivers when I was straightening out to make one of the things that you'll see inside. So here's how thick she is. In the back, you can see the picture. And there you can see the 2 signatures on there. There's the top. So because of the way I made it, I mean, I just made it up as I went along, I wanted to use the fact that there already was some finished edges. And when I folded it up, I don't know if you've ever made one of a paper bag, I decided to take advantage of the fact that there was this space. So what I did was, out of one of the scraps, I made this little booklet. And so there's a place here, you can put something, but also in here, this would be the perfect place to put reading glasses or a pen or a pencil. But this little booklet here, made out of scraps, added some of my own things to it. And here you can see I used to be a plastic bottle. So that's what this is made out of, the Walmart shopping bags. So I thought that'd be cute to keep in there. And then I put some vintage paper in here. This is just naturally this color, naturally aged. And there we go. That was fun making that. When we open it up, we've got a little flower that I'd made out of some funny yarn, a couple of years ago, I guess, and I didn't have a place for it. But then when I was making this and I was looking for something else, I think for those leaves, I saw this sitting there with my crafting stuff and went, oh my goodness, it goes with the colors in here. So now it has a home. So I sewed that on there. Yeah, I can feel the sewing in behind there. And here's a little vintage paper clip holding on the label here that you can write your name on. And on the back, I attached it to some handmade paper, so you can journal on that. Here's a greeting card that's been tea-dyed, and it's blank on the back for journaling. And it's also held on with this and this. So I put another button on this side. Tea-dyed envelope made into a tuck spot for a tag. I did a lot of stamping. I was surprised how many autumn type excuse me, stamps I had. And this is from that die cut kit. Vintage lace, vintage button, so vintage that it's actually looks like it's cracked inside. Another vintage button, some stamping, lots and lots of journaling space in here, and also lots of room to add things to the pockets and things as well. Some stamping there on a piece of cotton, die cut. So if it's shiny butterfly, that's from Amazon Butterflies, but if it's not shiny, then it's from the die cut kit that I got from the dollar store. I want to go back and get some more, because give thanks. I can see the appeal to digitals and such, because then you have more stuff to have playtime with. There's some stamping I did. Really enjoyed using my leaf stamps. And this is made from a vintage playing card. I made a little tuck spot there, and you can journal on the back. And this is from an adult coloring book that I've tea-dyed, and it had some coloring on it, you'll see in the book, but I thought it just added to the charm, especially when it's smeared a bit when I dyed it. This is from a friendship book. Tea-dyed paper. Here is a tea-dyed business envelope that I made into a flip. Inside here is a lovely autumn picture from a teacher's guide book from the, was it the 1947, I think it was. And this is from the die kit set too. You can journal on the back. You can journal on that as well. And this is tea-dyed paper. goes in there. And I had some fun with washi tape in here too, or washi tape, whatever you call it. And here is some more die cut stuff. And I made a tag for there. There's some journaling pages and a tag there. And in behind here is also a pocket journal card. At the end of the video, I'll tell you how to enter the contest to win this journal. I'm just going to have it for American and Canadian subscribers this time. This is a new stamp I got recently from a thrift store. In this envelope, this card I've been keeping for a while. It's tea-dyed and it's got a little bit of pattern on the back. I thought it went perfect with a Thanksgiving or autumn theme. And some washi tape here. I love the fall colors in that. And I think this is a vintage picture too from a card. Reminds me of kayaking times I had back in the 80s. There we've got another leaf stamp and some stationery with leaves on. This was fun. I think there's 4 different colors in here using craft paper. I'd stamped on it and then I melted wax on it with an iron, not directly on the iron. And I learned that from one of the other YouTubers. And if you check my playlist, it should be in there. Basically just my favorite things I've seen. I don't always remember to save them, but I think I saved that one. And here we've got a vintage playing card, writing space on the back, and a little tea-dyed paper here, folded up to write as well. And when this opens up, and there's lots of writing space in there. Tuck spot here, using a picture from a gift book an artist made. It's autumn colors. On this side we've got, opens up and there is writing space. Lots of writing space. And inside this pocket is a page from Edith Holden's book. And instead of covering up anything, I just did this so this other paper's on for extra journaling space, but also so that you can still read about October on the back. Love this. Oh, that is so beautiful. And here is another one of those waxed craft papers I did with stamping. Turned it into a belly band, and there's some tea-dye paper in there. Writing space on the back. Writing space on the back of that. Pretty much all my cards tend to be blank on the back for writing, because writing is, I think it's so good for us to write. This was, oh, when I was at the dollar store that day getting the glue, I also saw some autumn napkins. And like I said, I've never really been like, oh, I'm embarrassed a little bit to say this, but I've never really been that excited about Thanksgiving stuff and all that. And in Canada, we're more subdued about Thanksgiving, but we do celebrate it. But, you know, it's like when you want to care more about somebody, you pray for them, right? If you want to care more about a season, then you participate more. You don't go overboard, but you do more, and then next thing you know, you're getting into it more. So I'm going to be using some of those napkins on our Thanksgiving dinner on Sunday, and I also used it in here on some music paper to make a card. Here's a third color of that I use. And in here, okay, this button, I wanted to hoard it, but I thought, no, look how well it goes with this butterfly. So this is a journal card, and look how well it goes with this. So I put her in there, and I'm really glad I did, because I think she just makes that page. Some journaling space here. And I discovered some more tally cards that was hiding behind some other ones I had. So I think that's the first time I've used the gold one. So she gets a place of honor there. Here's a vintage postcard. And she's held onto this page. See, there's some coloring there that's blurred a bit. I love that. held on with an altered paper clip that has a vintage button on it. What a cute button. And on the other side, there is some lovely kittens with some autumn colors. And it's tea dyed, so you can journal on the inside and a bit on the back as well. Here's some more journaling space here. Another autumn postcard, and I think this is also, yeah, vintage. I think it's 1980 something, 1982. Autumn leaves. I really had fun using some stationery that came with some other stationery that I've gotten from the thrift store. Here's some leftover of the dollar store die cuts. This was the only page where I didn't touch it at all, so I thought, hey, I'll put that one in here, because these are, even though you don't really have butterflies in the fall, at least not in late fall, I love the colors. The butterflies, they cheer up all journals. I think they belong everywhere. Maybe not a winter one, but I probably would if they were white butterflies. Yeah, I've chased many a butterfly with my camera. Another spot there, and there's room under here as well. Vintage lace, vintage button. And oh, here is where this optional, I think it's a mother of pearl button, but it honestly looks like it was found on a beach. I've had it for a while, but that's where the optional bookmark is attached right here. So if I wanted to save this spot, I could put it here. I mean, it'll work anywhere. It's a bookmark. Okay, here we have half the envelope with some tea dyed stationery in there for journaling. And some stamping. Little waterfall. It's from, I guess, from adding machines. I don't know if people even use those anymore, but this was naturally aged, and this one I had tea dyed, or coffee dyed, I don't remember which, and this one I just inked up a bit. Some stamping. Made a little card to go with this page, and this is from the die cut set, and there's some handmade paper in the back here for journaling. Some washi tape there, and that was the way, this is just how it was when I got this coloring book from the thrift store, with a little bit of coloring. Sweet. And here's some more of the napkin put onto some music paper to make a pocket, and we've got some more die cuts here. Stamped dream, and this is a little file card. Oh, by the way, this ring, I don't usually wear really loud rings like this, but this came in with some jewelry that, this is missing a stone, but it was with some jewelry that I got for using for making things like these little dangles for the journals. And I noticed it went with this top that I have, and so I thought, I might wear it when I wear that top. But today I thought of that ring because it goes with this. So that's why I'm wearing it. And in this pocket we have a little booklet made from a tea dyed envelope that's been opened up and has some washi tape in there and some space to journal. Just a couple of pages in here. I mentioned this before, I don't like to make these little booklets too big because I know, like, I journal and I get bored if something takes me too long to fill up. So I make them just big enough to get some words down, but not so big that you feel overwhelmed. And that would probably take me a couple of days to fill up. And that one, I don't know if this is a, yeah, 1994 vintage card there, all colors. And here's, I think, the final craft paper that I waxed. I think this is my favorite color, the way this one turned out, the brown. And again, another tag made with a napkin that's been put on, Mod Podged onto music paper and backed with some tea dye paper. Open this up, And there's lots of journaling space in there. And here, and here. And I think this is a vintage card. I'm not sure, but it's lovely. I think it's of the sea wall in Vancouver. This says Stop and Look Around. That was from the die cut set. This is a little bit of artwork I did. I did that a year or so ago. Got the idea from one of the other junk journalers. This is so old. This paper here that I reinforce it by gluing on some washi tape here. It's very old paper. Has a lovely feel to it. Good quality. The tag here, Be Curious. There's some of the die cut there. And this was fun. When I was looking through my music paper stuff, this paper was sitting on top. And I guess maybe I was thinking of making a fall journal. I don't know, but on top. And this song says, Minuet of the Leaves. So this is about fall leaves. So I thought, yeah, definitely got to use this one for this book. And on the back, I left it so that you can still read what's on the back, different songs. And some tea-dyed papers for journaling on. Made this little journal card from my vintage mushroom book. And put some tea-dyed paper on it as well for writing space. Here we've got an envelope that's been cut to make writing space. And inside is 2 of the napkins, unused napkins, that from the package that I used to decorate those other papers. So I could, if you wanted to do more decoupaging in here, like some of these blanks pages, if you want to leave less room for writing, that would be perfect. Tea-dyed paper. And this tuck spot's made with a die cut. Love how the greens go. More stationery. Oh, and this sweet page is from a vintage book. And this interesting reading on both sides. And that's from the die cut kit too. Yeah, I think that's safer. And here, oh, look at this page. Some more coloring, just a little bit. They didn't even finish that mushroom or that one. That's sweet. And this is vintage. I imagine it's vintage. Yeah, made in BC. Receipt. It's been tea dyed. That's for journaling on. And this is from the die cut kit. Same with this. Put some paper on the back for journaling. And this is from an old file folder. One of those accordion file folder things. It was one that I had used for years, but it started falling apart, so I've got a different one now. And rather than just toss it in the recycle, what do junk journalers do? Oh yes, I'll use every little bit of it. That'll be fun. And here's some writing space from a calendar. Tea-dyed that. And oh, I thought this was a perfect place for this because it goes with all the colors. These are our Daily Bread Bible verses. They come in the little Our Daily Bread box. I think I'll just go get that to show you. Since this is about Thanksgiving journal, it seemed appropriate to put them in. But this little vintage box, I've been slowly, the Promise box it's called, from Our Daily Bread, I've been slowly using up the little fellows in there. And then flip this here. Oh, there's a vintage button on here as well. With the color of pumpkin pie. And this card here, I think it's been tea dyed as well. Yeah, so it's writing space and it slips out of this envelope, but you can also write on this envelope. An altar paper clip that has this attached to it. Little journal spot from a vintage playing card that's got a lovely maple tree. And I think this is a vintage card as well. Oh yeah, definitely. And in here we have a maple tree from my favorite tree on our property. We have probably about 10 maple trees. There's a few at the back that need to be thinned out. They're too close together, but this one here, I'm hoping nobody ever wants us to take it down because it's so beautiful. And this weekend is supposed to be sunny, so it might be at its peak and I can take some pictures of it when the sun's shining through it. So that's where that's from. Makes a tuck spot here for some papers for journaling on. And you open it up and there's some journaling space in here as well. Some washi tape to strengthen that. And oh my goodness, that's definitely a vintage button. That color, oh my goodness. Pretty loud. And in the back, in keeping with, oops, slipped out, in keeping with trying to use up every single bit of the shopping bag, I made this little booklet. Because honestly, this was pretty much, except for that bookmark that I showed you, this was the last of the stuff. And I made little pockets out of these pieces because they were too small to do anything else with, and then folded the other ones up to make, yeah, more pockets. So here's some of the die cut stuff that's left over in here as well. Should test if any of these stuck, because maybe that glue went through when I was gluing those flowers on. I wonder if it might. It looks like it did a little bit there too, but it should be good now, because that was a while ago that I glued those. Check the butterfly. Yep. All's well that ends well. This just wraps around twice. And then, like, how did I do that? There. Cutesy. I'd be really curious if anybody else has made a journal out of a shopping bag. And if you have, oh, let me know and put the link to your journal in the comments. And if this has inspired you to try one, do tag me, or at least let me know. You can always come back to this post and let me know that you did make one. Because now I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what if a Christmas shopping bag comes out there like, Walmart, I hope you're making a Christmassy one too. Or somebody, because I think that would be fun to do that for a Christmas one, maybe for next year. I'll put this back on here while I explain the rules, how to enter the contest. Like this video, the Thanksgiving journal video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Comment on this video below. Yeah, just in the comment section, make a comment. You don't have to say much. You can just say, I don't know, Thanksgiving, or yes, enter my name, or thank you, or whatever you like. But as I said, I really, really appreciate the follows, the likes, the comments. Because, you know, sometimes I'll be working on a journal and I'll be feeling a bit discouraged, like, oh, maybe this isn't really worth my time to finish this one. And then a comment will come up on one of the other journals, sometimes even on one of my older journals, that'll just make me go, oh, yeah, I think I can do this. Because I just love that feeling of finishing something. Like, the journey is fun. The beginning, you know, when you're really excited about an idea. The middle is a bit messy sometimes. This one, I didn't have a messy middle with this one. And you know what I think it was? It's because, honestly, because I had a little more autumn stuff than I thought I had, so I had more to play with, but also the challenge of using every little bit of this, and because of the die cuts. You see, there is a place for die cuts and digitals and stuff, and so I think I'm going to be starting to use them more, because sometimes just doing everything from scratch is exhausting. It's rewarding, but sometimes it's exhausting if you want to try to make, you know, a little more journals a little more often. So I can help my husband retire sooner. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and take care. I hope I inspired you. I know I can't wait to make another one, but I know I've already got this other one started from a book that I took apart. It was a gift book or calendar kind of journal book that no one had used. It was from 2009, but it's all nature-y stuff. So I thought, oh my, yep, I got to use that, because otherwise I don't know what would have happened to that book. Maybe it just got recycled, but I'm going to repurpose it, and I'm going to have fun doing it. Take care.